Hi everybody, in today's video I'm going to talk about what I've learned about YouTube and how to wield it to get more business development over the last 11 months. I have to admit that this channel has delivered more opportunities than I actually expected, and so I'm going to share with you in the video the 5 key things that I want you to think about should you be considering starting a YouTube channel in 2021. Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Just over 11 months ago, I released my first video called Finding Comfort with Being Uncomfortable. I'll put a link to the video up here. The theme for this year in 2020 for our company was just that. How do you become comfortable with being uncomfortable? And the challenge to me was to build and make 20 YouTube videos over the year where I would have to conceive the idea, shoot it, and then edit it and post it up. In the beginning, I thought that's not going to be that much of a problem because I've spent a lot of time on the stage, but probably one of the more difficult things that I've done in business, and a lot of it, as in most cases, was mindset. I was always waiting for stuff to be perfect before I started. And even when I got this gear, which I'm going to kind of share with you at the end what I'm using, but when I got this gear, I continue to noodle, right? Contemplate my belly button, trying to figure out when to start it. When's the ideal time? What do I need to learn? My whole concern was around, not looking foolish or always looking polished, looking like I knew what I was doing. When I look back at those first few videos, I would say probably the first 10, I cringe. They were artificial, they were uncomfortable, and if you watch the first one, which I would suggest you do for a laugh, you'll see that it's me trying to be a guy on video rather than being myself. And a couple of friends gave me great feedback, including my buddy Darren, who I've talked about before, who said,
"Hey, like the guy on the video doesn't look like you. You need to, bring yourself out."
Maybe the odd bomb, smoke a cigar, be yourself. And in that conversation, I realized that if I was going to do this for 20 videos, I better be authentic. And at that point, I started to shift the boat and, we're 75 videos in. And I now kind of have 5 things that I wish I knew. And I think people may have told me, but I didn't let it sink into my thick head. So I want to share those with you today to hopefully get you pointed in the right direction if you're considering a YouTube channel in 2021. So the first thing that I want to share, which I kind of alluded to, is that there is never a perfect time. You're never going to have the perfect gear. You're never going to have the perfect space. You're going to never have the perfect timing. You might not have the perfect script that you're going to cover. The most important thing to do is just to start. I watched videos before I got started about people talking about how to use your iPhone and how to do this and how to do that. And I'm like, oh, I couldn't do that. I have to have really nice equipment so that the stuff looks good. Well, when I started, I actually had good equipment and it still didn't look good. And the catch with it is I didn't know what I was doing. I needed to do those first 10 videos to figure out what the process looked like. And my ego was so huge in wanting it to be perfect right off the bat. And you'll remember that I say, progression, not perfection. You don't need it to be perfect, you just need to get better. And that was the catch of getting that first video under my belt, is I just had to pull off the Band-Aid and get the first one done. And now when I look back, I cringe probably as hard as anybody, but I realize if I hadn't done the first one, I wouldn't have known what to do different in the second, third, fourth, and even now in the 70s. I now think back to that video and go, how much didn't I know back then that I know now? And now that I know things about it, I'm consciously incompetent. I now know how much I don't know, but I know where to go and ask the right questions, which has really been key. So again, there is never an ideal time to start a channel. If you're going to start, just jump into it and accept that the first 10 videos are not going to be awesome. The second point, and this really is for the business owners who are looking to expand onto YouTube, is this should not be a revenue replacement. A lot of people get into the mindset of how many views did you get and how many subscribers do you have and how long do people watch your videos. That doesn't matter for business owners. What matters is that you're creating content that showcases visibility, you exist, and credibility. You're good at what you do. That's what you want to focus on. I've had some videos that have had 400, 500, 600 views, which is nothing on the comparison to big YouTube channels. But I've also had some that have had 15 and 20. Every video that we've done this year, aside from probably the first one because it was garbage, we have gotten a prospect or two out of. I think we're running around 80 prospects from this channel for the year. And those are all qualified prospects. These are people with means and need that want to have a conversation. If you're not familiar with how to qualify a prospect, I'll put a link to the video above where I actually talk about that. At the end of 20 videos, I was ready to give up, right? And so I'm like, okay, done with the competition of 20 videos this year. But then I looked at what had been created for our traditional business model from the videos, and there was no way I could quit because it was generating a lot of opportunities and so well worth the time investment. So what I would say to you is use the YouTube channel and the platform as a way to expand your existing business models, not to replace. The third thing I want you to remember with a YouTube channel is that it is a way for you to amplify and expand your reach. Often if I'm talking to prospects, I might be traveling to a university or to speak at a conference, and that's a lot of labor involved, right? You have to get there, you have to get ready, all of that stuff. Even if you're presenting the same canned information. The beauty about YouTube for business owners is you can record a video, and let's say that a video like this might take 20 minutes to film, it might take 2 or 3 hours to edit, depending on how many mistakes I make. That video then goes up forever. People can come to the channel, watch that video. When I talked about the qualifying prospects video, I can actually just point you to a link rather than explaining it to you for 5 or 10 minutes. This is a great, efficient way to reach out to markets 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can self-select, they can look at the things they're interested in, and you don't have to do those functions as much. Now, you're still going to do your traditional business development, but you don't have to have those conversations all the time. You can point people to where you talk about those things. So it's a really great way to expand your message, right? To amplify your message out into the market and to access markets you might not otherwise get in front of. The fourth point that I want to share of the value of starting a YouTube channel for a business owner is that the unintended consequence of doing this year is that I had to look at each of our business systems, right? Each topic that I share in this channel is something that we would cover with a client one-on-one. And I had to look at how to translate it from a one-on-one conversation to something where I'm talking to you through a camera, but I'm not able to pick up your facial expressions or how you're receiving the information. This allowed for an interesting opportunity to dissect how we do things and to take out the pieces that would be more accessible to a greater number of people that we wouldn't be engaging with physically. I would say that by doing these videos, our tools have gotten better and tighter and more efficient. Not something that we expected to come from this process, but the unintended consequence has been very valuable to us. And the fifth and final point is that this channel allowed me to promote people that I'm a big fan of, where I've gotten them to talk about their business model, how they approach things, a bit of their story, their clients, their colleagues, their strategic alliances, and the opportunity to showcase them to others is great. And rather than me talking kind of secondhand about how somebody does something, being able to point them to the video where I'm talking to that person and letting them experience that person for themselves has really been exciting for me. Overall, about a month after doing these videos, I thought to myself, what the did I do by agreeing to do this? You know, the videos were hard to shoot. They were even harder to edit. It was taking the better part of a day to do a 5 or 10 minute video with the editing. But what I can say now, 11 months in, is thank God that I started. And even when I look at the channel, I am shocked at how many videos I did. A lot of them are great. A bunch of them are garbage, but all of them have a nugget. They have something that you can take that will make your business better. And I feel really good about that. And I'm looking forward to what the future holds. So that's a little foreshadowing, is that I'm going to continue these videos into 2021. And what I'd love for you to do in the comments below, if you've been following, is share with me some topics that you would like covered next year. My friend Des gave one, which I'm going to do probably next month, which is overcoming the imposter syndrome, something that a lot of people struggle with. But I'd like to know in the comments section what you think would be good topics for this channel. As well, in the comments, I'd like to know, are you going to start a channel in 2021? And if so, what's the topic going to be? And if not, why not? What's holding you back? I had a lot of established YouTube people give me advice when I got started, and so I'm happy to pay it forward by trying to share some ideas and so on in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and remember, gladiators eat first, and they look to expand their reach, maybe with YouTube. See you in the next video.